If you're brand new to quilting and you're a little bit daunted by the thought of hand sewing or machine sewing, a large quilt, you really don't know where to start, then this book's a good place to start. It's called Quilting for the Absolute Beginner by Cheryl Owen, and it's published by Search Press. And the reason I'm saying that it's a perfect book for a beginner is because it really does take you back to basics. Cheryl has written many books, and she's been involved in the fashion industry as a designer for many years, so she's got a lot of experience, and she will take you through all of the basics, through an awful lot of techniques. I'll show you some of those later on. And by the time you finish reading the book, you'll be able to make one or all of 20 projects that you've got in here as well. So right back to the beginning, what tools are you going to need? Fabric explained, and then even things about your fabric. What's the warp and the weft and the selvage, and things that you need to know. So she really will take you on a journey. Assembling your quilt blocks. And the projects and the quilting in here isn't necessarily the big quilt, which is going to be daunting. She's teaching you how to make some quite small projects, but the techniques that you're going to learn is really important, because those are the techniques that you're going to use when you're making larger quilts as well. Things like using patterns, and I recognise some of these type of patterns from quilts that I've seen at quilt fairs and markets. And Cheryl will show you how to mark your patterns and transfer those onto your fabrics and stitch them either by hand or machine, however you wish. So again, although these are quite small projects, they're the same transferable skills that you're going to be using on your larger quilts as well. Hand quilting, which you might think initially, oh gosh, that's going to take such a long time, but this is just a little pincushion, so it doesn't take very long at all. But again, still the same techniques that you're going to use on many projects going forward. I love the way that things are explained. She covers so many different techniques that are so important with quilting. You're going to be binding quilts a lot, so making bias binding, applying it, mitering corners, through to some simple projects and adaptable projects. When I saw the yoga mat carrier, I thought, oh no, I don't do yoga, but I do go to the beach. So I could use that as a beach mat maybe. So you can take those ideas and skills and use them for different projects as well. I love the way that everything is laid out so clearly, that there are so many templates in here that you can use as well, that the wording is really easy to understand, that the photographs are very clear, and there are a lot of them. So I can understand exactly how Cheryl's explaining every one of the different techniques and every one of the step-by-steps. So let's take a look at some of the different effects. Trapunto quilting, this is like padding from behind the quilt, and that's something that you could use on maybe a block on your quilting. But this is one of the projects as well, making a box. I think that's so elegant. Can you imagine giving that as a gift? And then another technique that you may not be familiar with is corded quilting, and just a little bit of cord behind the fabric there. I just think makes that little pouch look so elegant, and that is another one of your 20 projects. So let's have a quick flick through the rest of the book, and you'll get an idea of the kind of things that you're going to be able to making. Tied quilting, making basket covers, yo-yos or puffs, a little bit of hand piecing, so English paper piecing there, machine piecing, blocks on an apron, all really clearly explained. I love the fabrics that she uses as well. They're all bright and fun and really exciting. But of course that's something that you can change. You can make any of these in any type of fabric that you like. So I actually got quite excited when I was reading through the book, when I saw all of the different things that you could be making, even decorating some of the clothes that you've got in your wardrobe that you may be a little bit tired of now, making up curtains, making up bunting. Really wanted to get me going. So in Cheryl's own words, ready, set, quilt.